Baiju isn't in his shop.
Oh, you're looking for Dr. Baiju. He's resting today, but he said to send any patients to the back room.
Ah, okay. Thanks. We'll head on through.
Traveler, Paimon, welcome. What can I do for you?
It's the Traveler. He looks absolutely beat these days. He has these huge dark... and he keeps spacing out. You have to call his name several times before he snaps out of it.
Very peculiar. In all the time we've been acquainted, this is the first time you've come to me with a health complaint.
Okay, Paimon does not like that expression, Baiju. It's not...
Complexion is good, eyes are clear, breathing is steady, pulse is... Physically, you appear to be in good condition, Traveler. In theory, your energy level should reflect that, hence my concern. A clean bill of health is usually a good thing, but physical illnesses come with detectable symptoms that can be used to diagnose, medicate, and cure the condition. But
Huh? What do you mean, not...
curses, dark magic, it's hard to say. It could just as easily... Why don't you rest here for a bit? Whatever it is we're dealing with, clues to your condition are sure... In the meantime, Changsheng and I will review the relevant literature for afflictions that present...
Oh, must be a rare condition if not even Baiju and Changsheng have... Well, all we can do is take their advice. Just get some rest. Paimon will be right here by your... Traveler! Traveler! Rise and shine! Time to... For once, you're making Paimon look like an early riser. It's already afternoon. Hopefully all that's a cut. What? Did you scratch yourself? Nope, nothing there. Okay, don't panic. Paimon heard that dreams tell us what we need by showing us... What? So, in this dream, you were trapped in a weird place with thick fog everywhere, and then a spike came out of nowhere and stabbed you in the back? Oh. Okay, well, that's a new one. Are you sure it was a dream? 'Cause from the way you describe it, it sounds like you were really there. But then again, you woke up right where you went to bed. And you were definitely in a deep sleep this morning. Then, it's decided. Paimon will stay up and watch over you tonight. If anyone tries to mess with you, Paimon will beat him up. Or, wake you up first and then we can beat him up together.
Something is missing.
Did you just say something?
The flesh remains whole, but the soul is incomplete. Left unresolved, the mind will wither away along with it.
Ah! What the? Wait! Paimon remembers you! You're Child's master! Right! What are you doing here? The last time we saw you was at the Primordial Sea in Fontaine, right? But then we left and never learned where you went after that. Child's been looking everywhere for you, by the way. What brings you to Wanmean Restaurant of all places? You came here looking for us? And were you the one behind that hocus pocus just now?
Tell me, what is it that you saw? Tight-lipped, huh? I suppose that's fair. You, I'll take a glass of wine.
Oh. We make this one in-house. It's not too strong. Enjoy.
Chef Mao, I'll take a grilled tigerfish over here.
Coming right up. If I knew we'd be this busy, I wouldn't have approved Shenhe's vacation.
At the end of the day, what happens to you is of little consequence to me. I'm not here to try and win you over. Trust me or not, the choice is yours. If you want my help, now's the time to speak up. You have until I finish my drink. I was investigating an abyssal disturbance in the area and happened to notice you. Part of your soul is damaged, and the wound bears traces of abyssal corrosion.
Neither of those things sound good. Well, should we trust her? She mentioned an abyssal disturbance. Yeah, and that thing she said about your soul being damaged is Skirk's an interesting one, that's for sure. But from what Child's told...
1, 2, 7, 10. That'll do. Well...
So, that's all we know, Miss Skirk. Ma'am, can you help us?
So, you couldn't disperse the fog. I understand. Come find me in the Guili Plains when you're done here. Oh, and I left cash for the drink on the table. Settle the bill for me.
Oh, okay. Huh? She disappeared.
Wait, hold on. You over...
Oh, no. This includes the drink, so it should be the right amount.
I didn't think you two...
We didn't. It was that lady who came and sat with us, remember?
You sure? I...
What?
What'd you put in that dish, Chef Mao? Some kind of hallucinogenic mushroom?
Seeing things? Wait, so neither of you noticed her? Young lady? About the...
Oh, now you mention it, that vaguely rings a bell. Coming!
Okay, what was going on there? It's like they didn't remember even Paimon was half convinced we hallucinated the whole thing. But that Mora she left for us was... Oh, this whole situation is giving Paimon the creeps! But anyway... Whoa! What are all these rift hounds doing here? Huh. Looks like they're collecting something. Let's go... Showering you with praise!
A dash of frosting! Yeah! Wrath from the sky!
Time to buckle down.
So, this is what they were collecting. Yeah.
From the moment they are born, all beings with great power have an impact on this world. Even if their body is sundered and their soul extinguished, their influence from gods are the most common example of that. The remnants of gods who fell thousands of years ago remain buried deep within the earth. Together, these remnants form what you call god remains, and it appears that some of those sealed here were dug up and removed. They're... what are...
Nothing! Just wanted to make sure you were... She's definitely not a ghost traveler. Paimon poked her, and she's solid.
Your life hangs in the balance, and that's what you're fixated on? It was just a trick to avoid being perceived. If someone notices me, those memories are erased. Simple as that. Unlike you, I have no desire to establish a connection with the world. The weak and the lowly have no right to remember me. Now, can we please...
Okay. Right. The god remains. So, basically, there's now less of them here than in our experience. God remains are 100% bad news.
Maybe it's a good thing by human standards, but power doesn't come from nothing. The remains aren't just gone. They were taken. Very clever, traveler. You aren't the only one who had something taken from you. There are victims like you everywhere. The only difference being, something similar happened in Sumeru. Within the span of one night, countless consecrated beasts were slaughtered, and a large amount of the god... Of course, god remains are just one of the targets. The culprit is chipping away at sources of power all over this world, including the Stella Fortuna above.
Wait, you mean the star?
Mm-hmm. 42 of them have died out in the past few months alone. In Conria, people believed that powerful individuals have corresponding Stella Fortuna. Even should that individual fall, their Stella Fortuna would not disappear. Yet now, stars are disappearing from the skies entirely. And it's not hard to something has been leeching power from this world, like a parasite steals nutrients from a host. This time, it only took a fragment of your soul. But next time, no one knows. All I know for certain is this. Considering how much power this entity has stolen, it must be a god-level being by now at least. But that's not the real concern. So we're going to help each other. You are my ticket to uncover.
Well, great! You seem super strong and you know a lot about the...
Don't get all mushy on me. All I'm doing is helping you get back to normal after a sudden crisis. And I should warn you, getting mixed up with me can have unforeseen consequences. We're on very different journeys. You don't want to be in... You help me uncover the truth behind this entity, and I'll help you recover what you lost. This is a transaction, that's all. You would do well to remember that.
Yeesh! You'd think she'd be a little friendlier since she's agreed to help us. But nope, she's just like well, whatever. If that's how it's gonna be, then she doesn't deserve... Paimon's got it. Anyway, the important thing is that we get that piece of your soul back. So... Whoa!
This is where I live. I suppose it's the closest thing I have to a home here. It is. I brought you here because time flows differently in this place. I don't know how much Ajax has told you, but when he fell into this space, I mentored him for 3 months. In that time, only 3 days passed in the outside world.
Ajax? Oh, right! That's child's... So, a month here is equivalent to 1 day in the outside world? That should mean we're safe from that power-hungry soul snap...
Yes, well, I didn't bring you here just to show you around. In the outside world, the Traveler could be attacked at any moment. Now, we just need to figure out how to investigate that place you saw. Both your description and the abyssal disturbance I felt point to that space having some connection to the abyss. The thief who stole that fragment of your soul is hiding there. But the abyss is a chaotic and turbulent place. If we want to pinpoint their abyssal power can grant a special form of sight. Have you ever wielded abyssal power? Okay. Do you plan to learn? That tracks. All the information you have suggests the abyss is something sinister, and that abyssal power is a...
And you're saying that's not true?
Depends on your perspective. Floods and hurricanes take countless lives too. But if one day you gain the power to control them, what was once a calamity is now just another tool in your... I'll respect your opinion, though. Just means we have to turn to the second best option. A little abyss crystal that contains my power. Wear it on your head, and we'll be able to perform dream mirroring when we fall...
Dream mirroring?
It means experiencing whatever the other person is dreaming. Since you haven't studied the art of using abyssal power, and have no plans to jump in the deep end right now, with dream mirroring, every time you slip into a deep sleep.
Huh. You make it sound so simple.
Tough to say. This is an unprecedented situation for both of us. Even assuming we do manage to find where this entity is hiding, like I said, to play it safe, I need to give you some special training first.
Wait, you're gonna teach him some of your martial arts? Does that mean the next time we see Child, we have to treat him like our senior?
Do as you want. For my part, I don't see you as my disciples. You're already a pretty good fighter. All I'm planning to do is build on your current skills and train you for the specific scenario. But that's enough talk. If you're ready to do this, then come with me. Time might be more lenient here, but that's no...
Oh, she moves fast. So, special training, huh? Kind of a rare Last time something like this happened was probably anti-Raiden Shogun training, right? Oh, feels like a lifetime ago. Skirk seems pretty strong too, though. Remember how she said that the all-devouring narwhal was just her master's pet?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ready?
Bring it on!
Your training will be split into 3 stages. Testing your blade work. We'll start with blade work. You're no rookie in this area, so I won't bore you. During your long journey, you've no doubt sparred with a lot of talented sword fighters. Consciously or not, you will have picked up all...
You bet! There's Kaya, Master Jean, Kuching... Oh, and you sparred with a bunch of them too, right?
Don't get too smug. In sword fighting, techniques alone are not enough. To use the human body as an analogy, your style is your skeleton. The foundation, the framework. Improving your sword fighting is like growing that body. You need to do some introspection. Take a good, hard look at your past experiences, and figure out which parts of what you've learned are just techniques, and only then will you get the full utility out of all your...
Wait, Paimon thought you were gonna teach him some cool new moves. Like when you went swoosh and opened...
One day, you'll reach a new level of power where you realize that even that's as basic a trick as any other. But right now, our sword styles are... There are no shortcuts in the pursuit of power. Failure, that's all I have to say. Time to make a start. Now focus. Destroy the crystal columns as swiftly as you can.
This is making Paimon's head spin. Hang in there, traveler!
Stay calm. Use your head. You have to keep it together.
will be frozen in time.
Cut to the chase.
Consider a moment of true mastery that you've witnessed in another person, and ask yourself, what lies? Now take that and practice it right away with speed, skill, and strength. Oh,
Step on up. Dance with the waves.
if you start to tire, empty your mind, but do not stop. Stay in that frame of mind as you keep up the fight. Get rid of all redundant movements. Imagine your sword is an extension of your own body.
'Twas on a deserted, moonlit night that the hero approached the vile dragon's limpid lair. Ring cutter! Feathers fleeting wet, the white heron treads water, a sight without flaw. Master of Inazuma Kamisato art Tachijutsu.
Huh. Looks like you've made some real
Awesome! Paimon knew you could do it!
How do you feel? As you should be. Time flies when you're training hard. You've actually been going for several days now with no rest.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Paimon's had a whole bunch of naps. But you...
Go get some sleep. I'll be doing the same very soon. Let's hope you see that foggy place.
Skirk, why are you skipping classes again?
'Cause he's a crabby old man, and he's a boring old man.
Excuse me. You shouldn't talk about your teacher like that.
All right, let's not get into a big fight about this. Skirk's learned what she needs. There's no point forcing her to sit through more class, but I'd still love to hear about what you got up to yesterday.
I went diving, and I saw this huge fish. Oh, and today, I'm gonna go to that prairie up north. There's supposed to be this giant bird there that can spit fire.
Then I suppose your old dad should get one as a pet too.
at least. You'll catch a cold. You spoil that child, you know. Ever since that merchant ship arrived, she practically lives outside.
Ah, let the kid do what makes her happy. Besides, we both know you're all bark and no bite. Come on, our little adventurer is gonna be hungry when she gets back.
The stars shimmer high above, mountains as far as the eye can see, an endless snowy plain. I can't be the only one asking these questions. The universe is fascinating. If only I could... I'm sick of being a kid. There's so many amazing things. But for now...
Don't let a single one of them get away!
No, please, spare the children! Stay back!
They're coming!
Run!
Help!
Eliminate the threat.
Take them down.
Don't be scared.
This way!
We'll never make it!
Where's...
I told you we shouldn't have trusted these outsiders!
Why are you doing this? We welcomed you with our finest food and drink. Showed you the best our home has to offer.
Run! Save yourselves!
Captain, Zone 3 is clear and we have Zone 2 surrounded.
Begin extermination. Remember the orders from upper command.
Rest assured, sir. We have enough munitions to annihilate these savages and burn their entire...
Good. The only ones who put up a real fight are that man and his wife, correct?
We shot the man in the ankles and the wife broke her wrist attempting to fight back. They want to prevent them from making some kind of last stand. We're planning to clear out the other zones first so we can send a bigger squadron to...
Well, well. Turns out some of these beasts do know how to use their claws. Let them cling to what's left of their lives for a little longer. Once the...
Dad? Mom?
Skirk, you're all right?
I'm so happy to see you, sweet girl. But you need to go.
What happened? You're bleeding a lot.
This is the place. Alert.
Run, Skirk! Run as far away. Your dad and I, we're not afraid to stare death in the face, but my clever girl, so curious. You're already...
Whenever you miss us, remember, life is a gift. Don't let...
Break down the door! Look what we have. You! Stop singing! Shut it!
You're awake? I found a few clues while you were asleep, but it's only a start. Now, this time, the focus is elemental energy. Come find me when you're ready to begin.
Man, staying in the abyss feels so... No day and no night? It's like time hardly exists. Well, except for the fact that Paimon still gets hungry like clockwork. You go do...
The way I see it, the pursuit of power is divided into three. The first is mastering the use of standard weapons. Next is learning how to harness natural energy. The natural energy of Teyvat is, of course, elemental energy. But that's not my area of expertise. I drop abyssal power, yes. Also known as the power of the Void Realm. My master, Sertologi, is a true expert in that area. After all, he was one of the group of 5 that infamously stole the all-encompassing power of the Abyss. An act for which the people of The elemental energy of Teyvat, on the other hand, is derived from the power of the Light Realm. These two forms of energy exist in direct opposition to each other. Suffice to say, there's not much I can teach you this time. A keen up, call it, respecting local norms. The Abyss stands in direct conflict with the will of this world. So, to make my life easier, I disguise my power to make it appear cryo-like in nature. It's a technique I learned from some Conrian ruins, known as the 7 Shifting Serpent. If you ever change your mind about delving into abyssal power. So I've heard. You seem to have a knack for removing abyssal... But is purification really what's going on there? Like I said, just thinking out loud. Let's focus on your elemental training. That's what's gonna help us. True growth comes from adversity. But only if you... So, it's time to push yourself to the limit, and then keep pushing. Use the power of Animo to clear the field as fast as you can. Observe your surroundings. Look for things you can use to tilt the scales of success in your favor.
Windblade!
Use the power of Hydro to destroy the spikes.
Water jet!
Faster. Don't give them a chance to strike you. You need to be quicker than you were in your dream. You can't afford another injury like that.
Water jet! Go! 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 Water jet! Go!
You need to understand what makes you special. The ability to wield elemental energy without a vision and switch... It means your aspirations need no approval from the gods. Your power is not bound by the rules of this, so be bold. Do not be afraid to chart your... Very good. It seems you've reached a deeper level of connection with the elements. Long enough for you to lose yourself in your training, which is a good sign. Get some rest. When you wake up, we'll proceed to the final stage.
What is this? Longing, hatred, self-preservation, the fear of losing those you love. The fear. Fear is the source of evolution. It forces humanity to adapt to their environment, and that fear is now part of you. It calls on you to evolve. Any minute spent missing home is a minute wasted. Practice your sword work instead.
But, Master, I can barely lift this sword anymore.
So it has not broken yet. Then pick up your sword and keep practicing until it breaks. After all, bone. Good skirk. Once again, you survived.
Cold.
These are signs that you are adapting to the abyss. Each time the flesh is torn and the spirit crushed, each time you claw, I now understand why these people sought to destroy your homeland. Your potential. But you still have much to learn in your pursuit of strength. Your mind is rife with distraction. You must learn to shut out all the pointless emotion. Crush the... Get up, skirk. Wipe the blood off your face. Cut away the rotten parts of your flesh. And mend what is...
Hopefully you got some good rest. Skirk said to tell you that she's ready to start the final stage of your so, wanna head over now?
From your training so far, you have gained better command of the sword. That's only part of it. Experience is the real teacher. Your journey, the friends you have made. Now, it's time to focus on how you react under pressure. You must be able to think rationally, even in unpredictable combat situations. Ready? Not bad. Just like your sister.
Hey, no fair! That's...
You think every opponent has the same moral code as you? You can denounce their deplorable methods all you want, but only if you live to tell the tale. Strong emotions will always arise in combat. How amusing. Almost sounds like you think you know, but you don't. You can... Let's begin. Try to use reason over emotion. This is your final training session. Same drill as before, but this time I'm going to interfere. Hold your focus.
Go! Water jet!
Not bad. Better than I expected. You're getting the hang of it. The first step to controlling your emotions is controlling your mind. You want to
Your mind is rife with distractions. From now on, you must learn to shut out all the pointless emotion. Crush the self that makes you weak.
Stop. Let's pause here. One look, and I can... That's to be expected. There's a limit to how long a human being can concentrate on one thing. Staying calm and focused Get some rest. No point training further if you're already dead on your feet. Like I said at the beginning, the only goal of this training is you manage to push past your limits, which is a good start. You can be proud of that.
Skirk is amazing. She faced down that terrifying giant and cut its head clean off.
She got hurt though, didn't she?
Yeah, well, that's a given. But the moment she was on... I heard Master suffered a grave injury once too. Lost an arm and a leg and still came back...
Incredible. I wonder if I'll ever reach...
Pathetic. You're not even trying. You're so much weaker than you think.
Skirk, have you become a positive light in this world?
Do you even remember how many of us perished in that fire? How many bodies were left to rot on the scorched earth? Yet you alone live on.
Keep your gaze fixed on your blade. You don't deserve to rest.
I have so many questions. I just want to jump in a spaceship, explore the whole universe, and get answers from the stars.
Now, you must bid farewell to who you were in the past and become someone stronger.
Run, Skirk, run! Only death awaits us here.
Let's see here. First things first, going around telling people you're from somewhere beyond the stars won't do, now will it? How about saying, as the Conrian saying goes, venturing out into the universe and down into the abyss?
Well, I'm a visitor on this planet, so I'll follow the rules.
Splendid. That saves me quite a bit of trouble. Let me offer you a piece of advice in return. I know the pursuit of strength is important to you, but taking a moment for yourself every once in a while is never a bad idea. Ignore her existence for too long, and there will come a day when you can no longer...
You must be starving, right? Ta-da! A barbecue! Of course you are! That's why Skirk and Paimon got this all ready. Ah, well, if you're around someone long enough, it's bound to happen. Plus, Skirk can cook. So, Paimon decided she can forgive.
Here's an idea. Let's save the chit-chat and...
Okay, it's Paimon's turn to sleep.
I have good news. First, your training is complete. You have what it takes to wield immense power. Now it's just a matter of putting it into practice. Continue to... Second, I've located the culprit we've been searching for. Next, we just need to retrieve the missing part of your soul. And when Ajax trained with me, he once told me he was bursting with questions. So I allowed him to ask me. You and I may never meet again, traveler. So if there's anything you want to ask me, now's your opportunity. Okay, not the angle I was expecting. What makes you ask that? I knew that was a possible side effect. Closed off my mind to you for that exact reason. Even with the dream mirroring, you should have seen nothing but endless darkness. Whatever. Must have been a flaw in my execution. I shouldn't be too surprised. Since you've seen what you've seen, there's no reason to hide the truth. All I ask is that you keep it a secret. No, I'm not from Tevat. I'm from a different planet. And there was a time when I journeyed through the star. No, we're different in that respect. You're influencing the fate of this world. But me? Several hundred years ago, my master, Sertologi, opened the border between worlds and sent me. But this is not my home. And one day, I'll return to the vast unknown of space. To become stronger. For certain reasons, I need to bridge the power gap between me and my master as quickly as possible. But first, I need to understand the source of his strength. To do that, I need to follow in his footsteps. Walk the path he once walked. And somewhere... Okay.
You make it sound so easy. Ever since the incident I experienced there, I've never stopped searching for but it's been years now, and I've still found nothing.
Well, you're... Ajax. His situation is different than yours. Before you ever crossed paths with me, you'd already encountered many formidable people. Studied their... So, during your training, all I had to do was build upon that foundation. But Ajax was so young when he came to me. Children can't help but imitate their role models. In the long run, that would only hinder. Once Ajax has enough strength in his own right, I will allow us to meet again. Until then, unlike you, I have no desire to establish a connection with the world. The weak and the... Wake up your companion. It's time to go. Oh, and everything I just told you. Best keep...
The pinnacle of excellence!
Wait, this is near the chasm, right?
Yes. If we enter from here, we'll be able to reach that place from your dream. You have some experience with abyssal domains by now, but still, this is someone else.
Don't worry, Paimon Paimon's an expert at hiding behind other people. Oh, but, that means you need to stay safe, traveler.
All right. Remember your training.
Water jet! Extinguish!
Whoa! Look at all these spikes! Careful! Don't get hit! You know what? Paimon's just gonna float behind you. Come on, you got this!
Hey, what are you two doing? Dusty. Get away in the house. Let's press on.
Oh, looks like this is a dead end. Did we make it to his hiding? Ugh, this fog is making it impossible to see.
This should be the place where you were attacked, traveler. The missing part of your soul should be nearby. Our opponent must have covered his tracks just in case.
Hold on! Look! The spikes are back!
Stay calm. Let's hold back a little. Give our enemy some wiggle room so we can see what we're dealing with. Our enemy took part of your soul for a reason. From the start, the attacks have been focused on me. Trying to break through my defenses? I see. There. I got it back.
Traveler! Skirk! What happened? It looked like Skirk just got...
In the Grayley Plains, you asked me why this enemy... Now, the answer is clear. It's not just the fact that your strength is impressive. Whatever that actually means. The fact is, that ability allowed him to do something. Namely, break through my defenses and steal my power. No. He couldn't have known I'd come to his domain. He only stole your soul fragment because he knew the value of its power. I doubt he expected it to come in handy, so call it fate if you want. I believe that's the... In any case, it works to our advantage. Once I realized what he was using that power for, it gave me the chance. I'll cope. Well, done gorging? Good. How did you get the power of the all-devouring Nar...
The all-devouring... Oh, of course! Paimon...
I highly doubt you acquired that power through your own strength. Tell me I'm wrong. You're desperate enough to scour the land for god remains and whatever vestiges of power you can find. That'll... Which leaves one possibility. You know my master, the Foul, Sertologi.
The Foul? Who dares call him foul?
What's wrong? Bit off more power than you can chew? You're
just a little.
Look, it's back!
Those obsessed with power will let it devour them before abandoning their pursuit. Keep calm and use reason to decide the best course of action. Wise decision. Final victory doesn't always come. You've got your soul fragment back, so we both got what we came for. Let the enemy draw breath while he can. It won't be for long. Get us out of here, Traveler. You'll need to lead the...
Skirk, is your shoulder gonna be okay?
The wound is minor. It'll heal in no time. You should focus on getting out of here alive instead.
Has something to do with the all-devouring narwhal. Did you know that all along, Skirk?
I had my suspicions. That's why I decided to investigate in the first place. But suspicion... I no longer sense his presence. Weaklings like him will find that my power is not so easily controlled. He won't be leaving that place until he's managed to digest it. You seem surprised. I suppose that's fair. You've seen but a fraction of what that whale is capable of. It's called the all-devouring narwhal for a reason. Devouring is what it does best. It can extract power from any...
Yeah. When we had our run-in with that thing, Neverlet mentioned that it...
Your dragon friend recognized the nature of its abilities and used the power of Hydro to protect you. That worked because it was in a satiated state. so it was somewhat less aggressive than It's a different story when it has no more power to feed off of. That's when its true voracious nature kicks in. It could devour everything on the planet in that state, which is why I cast it into that void space, but I hadn't counted on there being anyone left on this planet capable of wielding its power. To me, that says he must have encountered the whale a long time ago. Exactly. It told me everything I needed to know. Hence why I said and I believe that brings our transaction to an end. Now that you're whole again, you can get back to your own—
No way! We can't leave now! Something was stolen from you because of us! We have to—
This isn't my first taste of failure or losing power. When you fall, you get back—
But what if that monster finds you before you're all better? Plus, how are you gonna get home? It's not like you can just go swoosh and open a door to the abyss. So, sticking with us for the time being doesn't sound so bad, does it?
Fair enough. Then take this. The bag of Mora. Nothing in this world is free. I know that. I'll leave the planning to you. Hurry up and decide where to go.
We should take Skirk somewhere she can rest. But where? This bag from Skirk has a ton of Mora in it. Does she have a job or something? Wait, no. After what we saw at Wamin Restaurant, that seems impossible. Can you imagine? It would go something like, I'll be collecting my paycheck now, boss. Oh, sure thing. Wait, who are you? Have we met? Can't hold a job if you make everyone forget about you. So, what did she do to get all this Mora?
Claimed some buried treasure, took care of a few monsters that were causing trouble.
You heard all that?
A sonorous voice like yours is hard to miss. I wouldn't be surprised if the sound of it traveled to the nearest mountaintop.
Then, did you by chance happen to hear Paimon's little—
You mean when you called me Frosty the Lavender Melon?
No, sorry. Paimon totally misspoke just now. She didn't say that at all. It was, a Paimon lookalike. Okay, fine. The truth is, Paimon didn't like you all that much at the start. But things are different now. You held the
I noticed there was only one bed. Go ahead and get some rest.
Wait, what about you?
I don't get tired, and I don't need rest. I'm going to practice my sword work. I should—
But your shoulder— Hey, don't just leave! Whatever. Let her tire herself out. She'll come back eventually. Let's get some sleep, traveler. That comfy bed is—
quiet.
Do you even remember how many of us perished in that fire? How many bodies were left to rot on the scorched earth? Yet you alone live on.
Keep your gaze fixed on your blade. You don't deserve to rest.
Run, Skirk. Run! Only death awaits us here.
Getting an early night's sleep is the best. That was so comfy. Wait, Skirk? Have you been sitting out here the whole night?
About 60%. Maybe 70.
Whoa! Paimon thought it would take at least a couple of
No. Not fast enough. That's 20% less than last time. Same training regimen, same intensity. Nothing felt different. But somehow, no. I think I need to meditate for the next 2 days. Deep introspection should help me find the issue.
Ooh, sounds intense.
Thanks. See you in 2 days.
Skirk is still meditating, huh? It's been 2 days already. Shouldn't she be Paimon can't think of anything we can do to help. Be right back.
That's right. This is Skirk's inner world. Think of it as the threshold between... This isn't your first time here, but what you remember is probably a space covered in darkness. Actually, it's my first time. I only managed to break free and bring you here because the injury weakened her power. I guess I'd call it fate, if you want. I think that's the word they use in this world. Now, before I take you to her, I gotta ask. You're the first outside visitor to ever come. Oh, this river represents Skirk's strength. Strength accumulates over time. It is the summation of a person's lived experience. So this river is... But, as you can see, this river has been severed numerous times. And all she sees reflected in the river is a disgraceful shadow of who she was. She cuts through water and rock.
You must learn to shut out all the pointless emotion.
This isn't my first taste of failure or losing power. When you fall, you get back up.
The answer to one mystery invites another question, I see. Let's follow the river upstream. There among the cliffs, among the memories at... I've always thought that, even when falling leaves don't come from the same tree. Like meteors, you both made a journey through the stars. Both travelers who have landed on a planet that is not your home. Yet, when she first noticed your presence, although she hesitated for a moment, seems like you've answered your own question. Skirk sees herself as a trespasser in this world. She's made a conscious Let's keep going.
Now have what it takes to wield immense power. From this day forth, no one can become a worthy warrior through imitation alone. I have given you fangs and claws.
You wish me to travel the world beyond on my own?
Indeed. Make new friends. Embark on your own journey. We will still have contact through the abyss. But know this. One day, I will take the life you worked so hard to rebuild, and reduce...
Why?
I have told you before. Fear is the catalyst for human evolution. You have tasted loss. You have known fear, so deep. But as living beings, we all have an instinct to detach from that which harms us. And thus, pain dampens over time. Yet now, I have bestowed upon you the gift of fear eternal. It will drown you in the nightmare of your childhood.
That is what Skirk's master, the foul Sertologi, looked like at one point in time. Of course, as a higher being, physical form is... He could appear as a beast, a human, or even a monster that defies description. The form you see him in here, clad in abyssal armor, is the one he...
For certain reasons, I need to bridge the power gap between me and my master as quickly as possible. But first, I need to understand that. To do that, I need to follow in his footsteps. Walk the path he once walked. And somewhere along the way, I'll find out how to...
I'll let you in on a little secret. The real Sertologi is terrifying. The scope of his power is impossible to understand until you experience it firsthand. It is absolute. Shall we keep going? We've made it quite a ways already. This is Skirk. When she first
I have set your broken wrist. Tomorrow? No tears this time. Good. Attempting to garner
Can I ask a question, Master? I keep thinking, maybe it would be better if I had died. I wouldn't be haunted by the...
I saved you because I have a plan for you. It has been too long since I fought a battle that demanded my full strength, and I hunger for it. Every so-called genius and prodigy So, I will teach you everything I know. Train you by whatever means necessary.
But I don't want to draw my sword again.
What you want matters little. Among the boundless sea of stars, the cries of the weak are but faint
Yes, Master. From that day forward, all she knew was grueling After some time, her talent bloomed, and she gained... It was not that human emotion disappeared from her heart, but that reason came to dictate. We're nearly there. I almost don't want to reach the end. These are skirk. What a simple and carefree time it was. Wisps of clouds dotted the sky. The sun bathed everything in golden light. This is Skirk's homeland. She was so curious about everything. There was so much to discover. The treasures at the bottom of the sea. The secrets beyond the stars. And... it was a spaceship. When it arrived, the people that disembarked wore smiles on their faces and spoke of friendship. They claimed to be merchants from a neighboring planet, looking to establish trade. Skirk's parents, her relatives, her neighbors, everyone welcomed the new... No one had any idea of what was to come. Several months later, an army of unknown origin arrived without... Skirk had skipped school that day, like so many times before, so she was not caught in the immediate wave of destruction. But countless people cried out to her for help. People she knew and loved. Their lives were discarded like worthless trash, as the fire consumed one life after another. If Sertology hadn't been there in that moment, the fire would have claimed her life too. And there she would have remained, left to rot in the scorched earth. Because she and her people were seen as a threat. As the initial merchant ship explored the planet, they discovered that it hadn't always had the condition to support life. Yet there was... Further research revealed that, over time, people of this planet had evolved the ability to adapt to any type of environment. For that reason, the outsiders viewed them as... senseless, isn't it? Deemed a threat because of a gift they didn't even know they had. Perhaps it was their own innocence. If those with power get to decide good and evil, then all you... No one wants to relive their most painful moments. Well... Skirk is waiting over there. Let's go to her. It's time to fulfill my purpose.
So all this, just so you could bring him here.
I have things to say to you. Well, I want someone to witness our reconciliation, even if it takes an argument to get there. And her suppressed emotional self. The version of herself she keeps locked in the all those rejected impulses. those discarded aspects of your past selves. I am who you used to be. Someone you have refused to face for too long.
You're wrong. I've faced you all along. And that's exactly why I keep... Your existence makes me weak. Moments of joy and longing are when we are most... Don't forget, it was a penchant for goodness over reason that doomed our homeland in the first...
Even so, learning from the mistakes of the past doesn't have... Strip yourself of your so-called weaknesses. Emotions like kindness and empathy.
The difference is that I'm doing what is right. What is... I allow you to exist, but with limited freedom. I've shouldered everything you couldn't carry. I rose above the numbness and emptiness, and it was cold, unfeeling.
That is the problem. I want to shoulder those things on the grand scale of the entire universe. Maybe our feelings are vanishingly small, but why should that... Think back to those nights of gazing at the stars, those afternoons of exploring the unknown. Think back.
That isn't what we need.
It's exactly what we need. Aren't you curious about why recovering your strength has taken longer than normal?
Finally, you get to the important part. That is the only answer.
Then look around. Look at your inner world. You cast aside your dreams and curiosity, and in doing so, you lost your original motivation. You severed all connection to who you used to be. Now, the only things driving you forward are fear and survivor's guilt. But these cannot...
And you think that means I should seek help from a weak little thing?
Thank you for saying that. I knew bringing you here would be the right... To be honest, I'm not here to argue with you. This isn't about who's right or wrong. And in fact, I agree. But what is right at one point in time isn't always right forever. I know you... And I know that among the voices that haunt you, mine is there too. All those unfulfilled hopes are like knives to the heart. I don't want you to hurt anymore.
I keep thinking, maybe it would be better if I had died. I wouldn't be haunted by that fire.
Your dad and I, we're not afraid to stare death in the face, but...
I'm sick of being a kid. There's so many
I remember. There was a song Mom and Dad always sang, Dancing Water. I am not the dancing water, and you are not the burdensome sand. But if this is your wish, then I will carry you with me until the end.
Thank you.
I should be thanking you.
Run, Skirk, run! Remember, leave no one alive!
Heed my words, Skirk. Let fear take root in your soul.
Did you survive? Why was it only you?
Skirk, did you become a positive light in this world?
Hey, this doesn't have to be the end. Life is a gift. Don't let darkness claim it.
So, you saw my memories then. I once asked my master if survival of the strongest was the law of the universe. He said no. But in a world without order, those with no moral boundaries. That's why, after hearing his answer, an idea came. An idea that, one day, I would create a new world order. One in which there would never be another. But that means I must defeat him. Because my master, Sertologi, is, at the core, yes. And not just because of the gap in our abilities. Although his decision to train me was not made out of kindness, he did everything a master should. He saved my life, taught me the sword and the principles of strength. And for that, I respect him. I know. And it's not something I want. But Master never goes back on his word. I have to He's no longer in Tavad. But he sends me messages through the abyss every now and then. Most of them are simple greetings, or an answer to one of my questions. Every time I hear from him, my heart skips a beat. And I wonder if this is the moment where he'll finally appear before me and tear down everything I've built to pieces. Maybe that means I do live in eternal fear. I don't know what Master has planned, but I have to be ready. Help me? Why? This is...
Oh, you're fine! Honestly, Paimon was gone for like 2 seconds and then she comes back and finds you both you're both okay, right?
What does it look like? Only water from the source can cleanse the rot and filth that flows from the I taught you to incorporate the experiences from your journey into how you fight. I suppose what happened today...
Okay, so Paimon feels like she's missed, but whatever. Paimon brought back tons of delicious
Alright, it's about time we...
We're gonna deal with this thief for good, right?
This time, I'm not going to tell you to hold back. But having digested even more power in the meantime, he's going to be tougher than before. The good news is, we have no...
form the all-devouring narwhal changed into? How come he knows? Really? So, you're telling Paimon that giant whale and this guy?
It's a subconscious instinct. Any intelligent being who longs for his level of strength is bound to mimic his appearance. It's a natural response to them. He represents ultimate power. We know the person before us has encountered Master, and we know he stole a portion of my power. So it's not surprising that he would assume that.
Okay. Oh. Nervalette isn't here this time, so it's up to us.
Eternal, infinite, everlasting.
Water jet! Wipe out! Go!
Haven't forgotten your training, I hope. Another star goes out.
Water jet! Yeah!
Annihilate.
Go! Water jet! Go! 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 Wipe out!
Mine to wield. Haven't had enough of my power. Well then, let's see how much more of this power you can handle. Well, have you come to your senses?
You saw that my body was at its limit. So, such power, such keen...
Skirk, Sertologi's disciple.
How long has it been? How long?
Hundreds of years.
Hundreds? Sorry, it's a lot to take in. I should introduce myself. This is the first time I've heard your name, Skirk. But hundreds of years ago.
Hundreds of years?
Sounds like you and Master have quite the history. Care to tell us about it?
Of course. Might as well take advantage. I was born into a noble family in Conria. As the eldest son, I was set to inherit our title. But I trained the sword harder than anyone else. Defeated all of my peers. Over time, my heart hardened. And I became... We were similar in age, but different in background. He was born in prison, yet he always wore a smile on his face. I still remember what he said to me when we first met. You need to fight to survive.
That does sound like something he would say.
He was the first to acknowledge that I was worth something. And he inspired me to keep... When I was 10, he stole forbidden research materials and managed to cure my illness. It was like there was nothing in this world he couldn't accomplish. When it... But somewhere along the way, after his grand endeavor was successful...
This planet no longer holds anything of interest to me, so I'm leaving. But first, I have an offer. I can use a power I have just refined to break the curse of immortality for you. Your death was once what we worked so hard to prevent. But the immortality...
I'll pass. Immortality doesn't sound so bad to me. Since I can't die, it means I have an infinite amount of time to get stronger.
Are you sure? I cannot say when I will return. Your body, or rather, your...
All I can do is try. After all...
Wise indeed. Nevertheless, if you grow...
Disciple?
Nor I. But Vedifenir said I was destined to find a disciple out there in the universe, and bring her to Tibet. You know as well as I, Vedifenir's prophecies are never wrong.
Well, now I'm curious.
All Vedifenir said was that one day, the star...
Sounds...
Of course. Only the most outstanding people would have the right to become my...
Still self-assured.
I'll be leaving then. Oh, and if you are serious about getting stronger, I left you a little gift in the primordial sea. As I've said before, walk whatever path you want.
Waiting for me in the primordial sea was the all-devouring narwhal, already beaten into submission by
Your heart? That sounds like torture! How did you...
Because, of course, I bear the curse of immortality.
So, you used the curse to turn your... Even with that whale's ability, devouring power like that is not something the human body can withstand. With your body and soul constantly at the breaking point. But that is not the path to strength. You have to pour your heart into it. Work for it.
You're right. I should have known better, but... I had already pushed my... I miss your master. I miss...
After the beating we just gave you, I think we can call it even.
Sertologi's disciple. That's... I know what he's like. He rules with an iron fist, using despair and fear to force... We're like mountain climbers in the dark.
True. But I made up my mind long ago. No matter how dark it gets. Besides, after hearing your story, I suspect what Master really wants is not a battle.
Oh?
Since you're his friend, you must have some things in common. First time we came here, when you stabbed me through the fog and stole my power. But when you had to devote all your strength fighting me just now, I could feel joy and passion emanating from your blade. It was the joy of a researcher discovering the truth of the world.
Interesting. I'm certain I didn't express those emotions outright. Yeah, you're right. That battle brought me an unbridled...
Exactly. I think Master also craves a battle like that. One where his opponent forces him to use all his strength, after which, all can come to an end. For that very reason, good and evil are meaningless to him.
Perhaps you're right. What a battle that would be. Oh.
Are you okay?
Too many different kinds of power are surging through my body. I won't be able to hold on to my sanity for much longer. Sir Deloji once offered to free me from this curse. Now...
I can, but not through death, if that's what you were hoping for. It's not a suitable punishment for your crime. The impurities will dissipate, and under the curse of immortality, your mind and body will regenerate. When that process is complete, you will be back to who you were before. No longer, but it will be a time-consuming and painful process. The decision is yours to make.
I have faith that you'll be able to stand against him one day. If we are climbers in the dark. At least.
I will reach the top of this mountain, no matter what it... And you, Skofnunger, will be my witness.
It's finally over. Let's get out of here. Huh! At least we don't have to make a mad dash for the exit like... It's only been a few days, but once again, we've proved there's nothing we can't overcome. Wow, you sound even more confident than usual. Guess you really have become stronger. Today sure went by fast. It's night already. Oh wait, that reminds Paimon. The stars you mentioned.
Yes. The power Skofnunger stole has been returned.
Great! Huh, it's crazy that you even noticed their light was gone. There are so many stars in the sky. If a few disappear...
I suppose it's because I have the false stars hanging in the meticulously It's not real. And yet, it is for that very reason that I can look upon even the most beautiful of bubbles has to burst. We will return to the real universe one day. Time marches ever forward. Even the innocent and naive will taste life's bitterness. Though we gaze upon a false sky, its vastness and majesty is palpable.
Ugh, this is all going over Paimon's head. But if she knows, ever since we met, he has filled Paimon's days with happiness. If it's too big a job for one person, then we'll do it. We've met so many amazing friends and accomplished so many.
I suppose when it comes to you. Well, I should be going. Now that my power is no longer isolated from my emotions, I need more practice to get used to it. I suppose fate will decide. Maybe we'll bump into each other on the street. Or maybe, regardless, reunions and partings are but passing moments. More than anything, I hope that, at the end of this journey, we're one without war, pain. For this, we must all work to become stronger. If that's what you want to call me, I won't object.
Bye! Is it just Paimon, or is she being nicer than before? Hey! What do you think about camping here tonight? There's nothing quite like sleeping under the stars. Come tomorrow, we can continue our journey.